Some questions. Islam Sheikh Dwayne Baffle Bay. It is Rhonda Arrington-Bey, your wife, and it is December the 30th, 2022. It's 5:57 p.m. I want to tell you something which was very interesting. Let me wait, Imani. I'm going to ask you in a few moments, okay? And I'll hurry up if I need to. Imani's in the bathroom, but he's in the video. I found it odd because so the day is Thursday. Today is Jupiter Day. Today is Jupiter Day. It's Thursday. So and I got off work. I clocked out about 3:04 p.m. So this week, Imani, when did I tell you? That I overheard? I'm pretty sure I overheard the manager speak about a Wendy's employee possibly taking out a knife, and I think I overheard. So I'm just going by what I overheard, and I could have overheard wrong. But when did I tell you? I think someone was trying to give them a ride to another store, and the coworker took out a knife and tried to rob them.
Yesterday or Wednesday night?
So yesterday, today is Friday. It wasn't yesterday, because you remember our conversation yesterday, right? Was it yesterday?
It was either late Wednesday night or yesterday.
Okay, it could have been yesterday. Well, I didn't hear it until I didn't overhear the entire conversation. This is just overhearing.
I think it was yesterday.
It could have been yesterday. Okay. I was speaking to Imani about it, but short, not long, which I just mentioned it. I could have sworn I heard Thomas, the manager, speak about someone. It could have been another story, Imani. I'm not sure. That someone gave someone, one of the coworkers was giving another coworker a ride, and that coworker robbed them or took out a knife and robbed them, or something very violent happened. I'm not sure what happened, but so I think this could have been on Wednesday. I overheard this because I work with Thomas all day Tuesday. I think it could have been on Wednesday. I think if it was Tom, I'm pretty sure I leave room for error, but I'm pretty sure it was Thomas. Yes, I think it could have been the conversation yesterday. It could have been but I'm pretty sure I overheard Thomas speaking to Phyllis, the manager. So it would have been on either Thursday or Wednesday. And I'm going to leave room for error because I'm overheard. Okay, this is what I overheard. But what I find, and so I mentioned it to Imani and asked him to see if he heard anything about such things, because it was enough to get me to tune me in when I heard Wendy's robbery, someone getting a ride, another coworker. Okay. I didn't ask any questions, I tuned in. So so it was this week, definitely. It was either Tuesday, Wednesday. It had to either be Wednesday or Thursday, one of those days. So the day is December 30th, 2022. And so what made me tune in is because Imani on Saturdays, it has for a very long time, Wendy's, which is across the street from Burger King that he works at, is employed with, there's a crosswalk that I cross almost every single day. I don't usually keep straight. I always cross that crosswalk to get to the other side so I can continue to walk either to back to extended stay or from extended stay, which I'm at extended stay now, Annapolis, Maryland, room 116. From extended stay to Burger King, I have to cross the crosswalk. I don't have to cross there. I could cross way down, but I will usually cross right about there. It's approximately from that point, I say 5-minute walk, but it's actually a lot shorter than that. Once you cross the crosswalk, Burger King is right there, and Wendy's you don't have to cross the crosswalk. It's right across the street. So usually on Saturdays, Imani works a double. When I say double, that means he goes to work at 10 a.m. Usually his schedule is at 10 or between 10 and 11, and he might not get back in until between 3 and 4 in the morning, because he usually catches a ride. Someone gives him a ride. One of his coworkers, is it a coworker or a manager, Imani? Manager gives him a ride. Cause I told him the manager should do it. I did tell him that, to another store to work. So he usually worked doubles on Saturday, and he gives $5 gas money. He offered $5. They never asked him for $5 for gas. The managers or those that gave him a ride before, but I did tell him, I said it should always be the manager. And usually he texts me the license plate or whatever manager is giving him a ride to the store. He offers $5. They, as far as I know, they never asked him. Have they ever asked you for gas money? Okay. And I told, and he gives them gas money to go earn money at another store. And so he can get in around 3 or 4 in the morning because he's working a double on Saturdays. So that's what tuned me in to the conversation about hearing Phyllis and Thomas speak about someone getting a ride, and I'm leaving room for error, but I thought this is what I was hearing. Wendy's employee getting a ride and getting robbed, giving a ride to another employee and getting robbed. But I leave room for error. But why I'm bringing this up, because I think I told Imani, I mentioned it yesterday, which yesterday is Thursday. Today is Friday, holy day for us. Yesterday was Thursday. Imani said, so Imani, what time did you get off work on Wednesday? 3:10. Imani said a co-worker, unless he claimed a nationality, he would be considered African American or black male. At Wendy's, work at the Wendy's that's across the street from Burger King. He says that Imani says he's looked to be about 20, 21 years old. As he was crossing the crosswalk, the same crosswalk that I gave testimony about, and I have live footage of. There's always a lot of seem like not always, but there have been too many accidents. That's more truthful and more rational on my path to and from work. And at that crosswalk one day, as I was crossing that crosswalk, a car had stopped to let me walk by. It was a pale skin, and then the other car beside her, which was a black SUV, also stopped. But the black male behind the pale-skinned lady in a regular car ran into the back of her. Hold on, I think somebody is outside. Oh, okay, never mind. It's. I thought she was outside my door knocking. So it's. Okay, yeah, because they've been. I didn't know. I thought I've been hearing someone opening and closing the door. And someone was outside. She said, "How long are they gonna be here?" So let me reiterate what time it is. It's 6:05 p.m. Okay, and I was hearing someone open and close the door across the hall and laughing really loud. I didn't know, but I thought they were I thought they were someone's at the door, but it's let me continue. So I was at the crosswalk, and the pale skinned lady had stopped. The black African American male, that's the description you would give him, ran into the back of her, and the black SUV next to the pale skin turned on his lights inside of the car. It was an undercover. I was like, how much of a coincidence is that an accident happens at that crosswalk across from Wendy's that I take almost I would say 99.9% of the time, unless I have to go somewhere else, like the opposite direction. But even when I go to catch the bus, I have to cross the crosswalk if I'm going towards the library or downtown Annapolis. So if I choose to catch the bus, I don't have to. I can walk further down, but usually I just cross that crosswalk. And he turned on his SUV. He turned on the lights, the police lights inside the SUV. The black male had ran into the back of the lady. The female, the pale skin, had came into a complete stop to let me cross the crosswalk. So did the undercover police SUV. Complete stop. Okay, but the black African American male ran into the back of her still. So as I continued to cross the crosswalk, and I went to the other side. And I thought this was too odd, so I went on ahead and started to grab my tablet. And as I grabbed my tablet, I was looking down looking for my tablet. I looked up, and the pale-skinned police officer, he looked to be pale-skinned, was looking at me, and he definitely said he F-U-C-K-U. He was irritated, and then he looked away quickly. I turned on my camera. I didn't get it, but I videotaped the car accident. So getting back, this happened a while ago, and I'm going to post it with this video. But because at the same crosswalk, Imani said Wednesday, so the day is the 30th, which is Friday. Yesterday was the 29th, December 29th, 2022. Wednesday, December 28th, 2022. The African American co-worker, male, who looked to be between 20 and 21 years old, according to what Imani says, was hit by a car at the crosswalk. That same crosswalk that's in front of Burger King and Wendy's. So, Imani, what did you say? You said one car had stopped to allow him to walk, right?
Right.
But another car, as he was walking, drove in full blast and hit him.
Right. Another car that was behind the one that stopped him. Behind the one that had stopped.
So the car that was behind the one that stopped ran into the car that had stopped, which pushed the car that had stopped.
No. Drove around the car and hit him.
Drove around the car and hit him. So the car had stopped, but then the car behind the car drove around the car and hit him.
Correct.
This happened this past week. Wednesday, approximately 5 p.m. Who told you this, Imani?
My manager. Because I asked.
And you don't have to say his name, but you don't have to say. But you said it was the manager at Wendy's.
Right, because around 10:40, two employees weren't there. I asked, why weren't they there? Did they call out or anything? Because we were looking shorthanded. That's what she told me. What happened?
So you said, hold on, turn this up. So you said Wednesday around 2:40 p.m.
5:40.
You said 2:40.
What are you talking about?
You just said around 2:40. You was wondering why you were shorthanded.
Today.
Oh, that was today. Oh, and that's what brought the conversation about today. And then she told you what happened this past Wednesday.
Right.
Oh. And so you said, so what details did she give you that she heard about? That he's having, well, you don't have to say his name, back problems, and his knee keep popping out of place.
Right.
And he would be, you don't know if he claimed a nationality, but your description would be African American, black male, between 20 and 21. Okay, and so the reason why I'm saying this, because what I used to do, and when I can, I still do. There were so many car accidents that looked to be staged in Annapolis. I mean, it was that one that I videotaped afterwards was truly. I mean, I could not believe that the black male ran into the back of the car that had completely stopped. And I misunderstood what Imani said earlier. So he's saying that the first car, Imani, correct me if I'm wrong, stopped to allow his co-worker to walk across, the African American male that's between 20 and 21 years old. The car behind the car that stopped drove around the car that was stopped and ran straight on and hit the co-worker, between 20 and 21 years old. That's approximately, he doesn't know his age. Very young, African American male that works at Wendy's, the store that he works at, his main store. He usually go to another store on Saturday, but the main store is the one across from Burger King. I can't tell you, Sheik Dwayne Bathfield Bay, how many times I would see accidents on my way back and forth to work. Sometimes it looked like Spanish speaking were involved, or pale skin, but it varied. African American, just very different accidents. And it looked like this is in Annapolis. It did not look real. And why I'm saying this is because even with that situation with the pale skin, in my case, stopping, and the undercover police being next to her, just by him looking up, I looked up, trying to get my video camera out, because I knew my spirit is saying something is not right. That happened. Just so happened that the SUV that is an undercover cop, and the black male still ran into the car next to the SUV. Next to the SUV that had stopped completely. Both cars had stopped completely. The black male ran into the car that had stopped completely to allow me to walk across the crosswalk. And then what really got me videotaping, seeing the police officer saying those words, because he was across, but he looked dead at me, and it was easy for you to see and hear what he said. And also, I had already heard too many citizens say, F-U-C-K, he F-U-C-K-U, he F-U-C-K her. Too many. The only testimony, I've been practicing physical celibacy for over 9 years. But I have given testimony about my genitals being attacked in my sleep. Force manipulated dreams that I experienced, and I didn't experience until I came in on a level like this until I came here. I have in New York, I do remember experiencing a couple, but not like this. Definitely not like this. Not like not experiencing males trying to have sex with me. When I came to Annapolis, it was the first time I experienced such extreme dream manipulations by unclean, unnatural, abomination spirits. First time. And then seeing my tablet behave odd. Having to get new tablets before the expiration date on the tablet is up. It's like, I just got this tablet. Why is my tablet breaking down? Why my phone stopped working? Why the internet? The internet's been working pretty well at Extended Stay since I did a tweet about calling the internet went down here. It went down all of a sudden, and I had to call a number to see, because what had happened, and after I did that video and documentation of that, and I tweeted it, honestly, I haven't had too much issues with the internet here. Because usually I have to walk to Dunkin' Donuts, especially when I'm trying to upload videos to Sheik Dwayne Bathfield Bay, or documentations. I used to have to continuously walk to Dunkin' Donuts to use the internet because the internet would stop working. So knowing that we are on gene manipulation and DNA manipulation of You don't know what it is that a scientist or scientists have come together and threw together. It created whatever freak, laboratory freak they created. So that's why I'm doing this video, because I find it very interesting. First of all, about the conversation that I overheard, which I'm just leaving room for error, but I'm pretty sure I can go back and look and pull it up and see if I think about it and see it. But I'm pretty sure it was Wendy's I heard, but I could be wrong. I always leave room for error, because it's good to do that, and because then I think it's humility, because you make mistakes. People can make anyone can make a mistake, right? But I definitely told Imani about what I'm pretty sure the conversation I heard between Thomas and Phyllis. He's saying it was yesterday, which was would have been Thursday, the 29th of December. The boy, or the young man, was hit by the car at the same crosswalk that I just spoke about, with the police officer saying he FUCKU Wednesday. Monty said approximately around 5. And he is between the age of 20 and 21. So I find it very interesting. Also, I find it interesting because I'm a spiritual practitioner. And I practice spirituality. How I've been documenting, I find it interesting. First of all, Imani just got over. He rarely gets sick, but he experienced coughing. And I would hear noise, frequency, some type of noise close and around the room when Imani would start coughing. The coughing got so bad where he couldn't go earn money. He had to use his sick pay hours. So we ended up getting NyQuil. Even with the NyQuil, I was still, and it was odd because simultaneously I would hear Spanish-speaking accents, mainly, and still the Black, Negro, African American accents, but mainly those, and accents. This is the best description, unless and if you hear it, you be like, I know what I can see why she trying to describe what she's hearing as much as possible, because it doesn't sound natural. What is it? What is that noise? While Imani started coughing, because he rarely gets sick. That he had so many sick pay hours, so he was able to use his sick pay hours for and stay out for about a week before he. Not sick. I don't even want to say sick. He experienced coughing. Before he experienced the coughing that kept him from working, because he tried to go back to work, but the manager sent him back. Sent him back home. The general manager, because of the cough. And remember, I'm still hearing accents close and around the room saying he loves her. She loved her son, like a begging, beast-like animal accent. So this just happened not even a month ago. I mean, a few weeks ago. And right before he used his sick pay hours, he had already put in for vacation time. He has 2 different sets of hours. He had the sick pay hours and vacation time. So he had already put in vacation time, and he had these sick pay hours that he didn't use. So he was able to use the sick pay hours to heal himself. He got NyQuil, and we used old remedies. And after we used old remedies, NyQuil, he healed. Yet still, I can definitely hear simultaneously like feedback, and he would cough, but he was able to heal. Then I started to experience the exact same thing, but I caught it quickly. In fact, I just told Imani, it was so odd. Right before I started to experience coughing, that was like definitely immune. I could feel like spiritually an unclean spirit force engaging, causing me to cough. Before I experienced so much coughing. My head, my cranium, I felt like pain, so much pain, or I should say pressure around my cranium. Especially as I was earning money at Burger King. I mean, a lot of pressure on my cranium. out of the blue. It's unnatural. And so I still wake up in the middle of the night because Imani, he start making noises in his sleep. When I start and I wake up and hearing feedback or some type of noise, he start making noises in his sleep, hearing Spanish speaking accent, African American Negro accent, and sometimes pale, like definitely Spanish speaking, and African American. The pale skin accents come when I start hearing 3. I can't tell you how many times I heard the number 3, and African American too, but definitely hearing 3. That's the best description. Is pale skin. So it's like he's being attacked in his sleep. So I'm waking up in the middle of the night and we do a prayer. Okay, and I'm being honest and truthful. Anyone that I listen to some of the videos that I have of the feedback that I've recorded, be like, what is that noise? Okay. So what I find interesting is this just happened when Imani recovering from coughing. I recovered from cough. I didn't have to call out. I wear a mask to Burger King. A couple of times I forgot my mask, but I wear a mask to Burger King, and my coughing didn't get to that extreme. I took NyQuil, and I rest. Came in, took NyQuil, fell asleep, was able to go to work. But definitely, before that happened, I experienced a lot of pressure and pain around my cranium. And then also that night before, my genitals were being attacked spiritually. A lot of forced engagement. It's like trying to, like an unclean spirit just trying to force me. And I healed. I just recently started tweeted by the United States Navy and Army military behaving odd after this, because the door is still open for the EEOC that I had to contact because my hours were being cut. I told Burger King Corporation I had contacted them because Phyllis, the manager, was telling me I stink. And she was like clocking me out. And I'm like, I don't stink. What is she talking about? I mean, before one time, when I called Burger King Corp, I hadn't even been on the clock 5 minutes. So, anyway, I just recently started tweeting about a sequence of events in reference to Burger King. And then just so happened this past week, the boy gets hit that works with Imani at the Wendy's across the street from Burger King at the crosswalk that I have gave testimony about. I can tell you how many times these car accidents do not look real. But that day when that happened with me and the police officer looking at me and saying those words, he F-U-C-K-U, the other cops came, black male police officers and so forth, and they just played it all out. And it did not look real. So I'm just going to leave that thought with you. Sheik Dwayne Buffalo Bay. In Annapolis, Maryland, where the United States Navy, Army is so prevalent, and other military branches. Police. Seeing feathers on my path to work. Back and forth seeing feathers on my path to work. Seeing police cars when I see the feathers on my path to work. Hearing the helicopters. Now that I did show Jen, the general manager, because I found feathers under my bed. I found feathers under my bed when I started to clean. I wanted to clean the room and clean the energy here. So I lifted up the mattresses and I couldn't believe to see feathers under my bed. And I'm like, where did they come from? There's no feathers in the mattresses. So I showed the general manager, Jen, because after that, I saw burnt mark under the bed, which I didn't do, Imani didn't do. And I was like, how did this burnt mark get under the bed, under the mattress? How is these things happening in this room that we're not doing and the extended stay staff know nothing about? So that means if we're not doing it, somebody, and if it wasn't there in between certain times, because when I cleaned up under the mattress, I saw the feathers. I didn't see a burnt mark. Afterwards, I saw the burnt mark when they shampooed the carpet. So how did it get there? So I showed Jen, the general manager, what I saw, and I showed her the time period. So I said, you see the burnt mark? How did it get there? It wasn't there. I don't have no reason to burn the carpet. Why would I put a burnt mark under the mattress here? Why would I put feathers under the mattress? Now, I thought about, say, if you're trying to prove someone's mentally ill, if you're trying to, because you have did your research on family history, body language, and you trying to prove someone is mentally ill because you cannot rape them or amalgamate with them like you want to, then it's easy to say she placing those feathers on her path. But then I have a couple of videos that show me videotaping as usual, and all of a sudden there's a feather. One video, the sign out my path was actually blocked. I couldn't go the same way I would go. I had to walk around, and when I walked around, because there was an orange sign in the middle of the way, there was a feather sticking up. So I'm testimony. And then I would hear too many times when I saw the feathers, I look around. Somebody would say, Mongoloid Spanish speaking would be looking my way. And I've heard in the far distance, someone might say that's the bird man. It's just like hearing them say brother paid, African American accent saying brother paid, military, and so forth, Islam. So I'm gonna stop there. I send a prayer. No, let me just stop there. I find it odd, and so odd as a spiritual practitioner, that the young man was hit. That's only between, according to Monty, he doesn't know his age. He said he's just given approximate 20 and 21, crossing the crosswalk right in front of Burger King. No, I should say right up from Burger King, where I take all the time.